Welcome to First Person Defender, where good guy role players come face to face with unknown attackers in real-world scenarios.
Call the police.
Stop right here.
And
Stop right
fight
here.
their way out.
Get down on the ground!
You're about to set my daughter on fire. There's no way I was gonna let that happen.
Get away from her! Get away from her now!
You got me in the shoulder, right through center mass of what I was giving you.
This force-on-force training uses Simunitions, a non-lethal alternative to live ammunition, backed up with live fire training on the range. From home invasions,
Get out of my house!
to active killers and multiple attackers.
Speed kills. Sometimes it's fast speed, sometimes it's slow speed.
Each episode of First Person Defender features a situation straight out of real life.
Get in the damn car!
This could happen to anyone.
What are you doing?
This is First Person Defender. In this episode of First Person Defender, a man visits his wife at work, only to walk into a killer stalking the halls. Can he get his wife out alive?
Who's got a gun, man? Who's got a gun back there? Look out!
My name is Greg Bonner. I am a concealed carry pistol instructor. Right now I work at a gun range here in the Baton Rouge area. I conceal carry 100% of the time. It's legal here in Louisiana. My son and I were looking for something to do together. He was about 10 years old at the time, bought a .22 target pistol and started going to the range and plinking a little bit, learning to shoot a handgun. Progressed into buying more handguns, a few rifles, shooting more and more concept of defending myself. Got to a point where I thought I was reasonably proficient as a business owner. One evening I was potentially targeted by 3 folks coming into my business late at night. I had a pistol in the cash drawer, took some actions, probably not the right actions, but nonetheless it diffused the situation. The 3 individuals left my business without me having to display a weapon or draw a weapon. But driving home that night, I said, you know what, I am not prepared for something like this if it were to go south. Made the decision I wanted to defend myself, and as part of doing that, got to the point where I said, hey, it might be neat if I could get to the point where I can teach and teach other folks and share the enthusiasm that I have for the lifestyle. And I started getting some training, got my concealed carry permit, worked with some people here locally, was able to get training to get my NRA basic pistol certification as an instructor. Also worked with the U.S. Concealed Carry Association to get my instructor credentials through them. Today I'm hoping to get just an experience that I've never had before, looking at shooting at paper, square range environment, never had anything scenario-based thrown at me, so just looking forward to that.
You know, listening to Greg talk about his background, it's obvious that he's well trained, and he sought out training, and he's gotten all his certifications, and even teaches concealed carry programs. But he was telling us that he's never had any sort of force-on-force or even scenario-based training. So all the training that he's had has never really been put to the test. It's our goal to really ramp this thing up today. The way the scenario is going to play out is you're simply coming to your wife's place of work to pick her up and go to lunch. It's just a casual day.
Right.
She's got some downtime, you're not doing anything, and you're going to meet her, and the 2 of you are going to go off and have something to eat, and that's it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get this underway and see what happens.
Let's get it done.
All right.
When using Simunitions, everyone checked for weapons and ammo before entering the sterile area. The good guy always wears green. Crew and camera operators wearing yellow are considered to be invisible. Other color shirts are for role players who can be good guys or bad guys, just as in real life. Greg gets geared up with protective equipment, and Wes starts the scenario.
Coming in!
Because Greg Bonner is a concealed carry instructor, we've set him up with a tough scenario. He's never done force-on-force drills, and this setup has multiple role players. Things go badly very quickly.
Innovation and forward thinking often lead to greatness. And when you believe in what you make, the comfort, quality, and reliability of Crossbreed become a part of you. Carry concealed, carry comfortably, carry the cross.
The XD Mod 2 Subcompact with Grip Zone. Recontoured, slimmer frame and slide for a more natural grip. Unmatched shooting comfort, concealability, and incredible magazine capacity. Feeling is believing.
Nosler Defense Ammunition is loaded up front with the bonded performance line of bonded core defense bullets. Professionals trust their next move to Nuzzler Defense.
First Person Defender is brought to you by Remington, Crimson Trace, Simunition, and Blackhawk.
Coming in. The scenario we had set up for Greg was to replicate some sort of workplace violence type incident. And what he was told was, you're simply going to your wife's place of business, you're gonna pick her up for lunch, and you guys are gonna go out and have a day together.
Dude's got a gun, man. He's got a gun back there. Look out, look out! Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa!
Somebody do something!
Put it down, put it down, put it down. You okay?
Somebody call the police!
All right, in there, in there.
Well, tell me what happened. Tell me what you saw.
Saw a guy, obviously alerted my attention that something was going wrong. Decided my wife potentially involved since this is her place of work. Came in to try to investigate, heard the yells. Surprised by somebody in the room, probably shot an innocent person over there because of the just unexpected potential threat I saw at the time. Got my head back and said, I gotta go get my wife. Worked this room, saw a guy over my wife threatening her. She's yelling. Clear case, we needed to use force.
Okay.
So did what I thought I had to do at the time.
What did it feel like getting in a situation like this?
I've done some things, just, it's conditioning shooting under time, but never under duress like that. It's just, I can talk and read about how the body reacts to a stressful situation, about being in fear for your life or life of a loved one, but man, reading about it, don't get it.
What do you think you need to do to ramp yourself up a little bit more on this?
Probably be exposed to more situations like this, do some more training. Unless you do something like this, you just can't get an appreciation for how things are going to shake out when you're defending yourself and your loved ones out in public. You just don't know until you're exposed to it.
The very first room that he crossed by was to have a role player in it that wasn't a violent participant. It was just another role player that was in the room. Greg went to guns with him. He's not thinking far enough ahead, but he's trying to think too much about what's going on. The idea behind staging a limited amount of ammo on him was to induce the need to have a reload. You've got complications when you're working close quarters. You've got different things to think about, and cover and concealment are prime. When Greg ran out of ammo, he stood in the doorway in what we've called for years a fatal funnel. You're in a backlit doorway that literally anybody that's on the inside of that room just has to look at and launch bullets at, and they're pretty much going to hit whatever's inside of it. Now, the first thing we want to work on is we're going to be working this piece of barricade, this cover, and we're going to be effectively cutting the pie. Cutting the pie is essentially just taking this one incremental section at a time. Okay, your security, you're watching this, and the muzzle of your gun is down because we don't know who's around that corner. You don't inadvertently want to point a weapon at anything that doesn't need to be shot or anyone that doesn't need to be shot. So you're going to be coming up here taking this one incremental position at a time. Be cognizant of how your body's positioned. If you've got to go from a standard shooting stance to something that's got you a little bit more bladed, there's nothing wrong with that, because you want to try and keep as much of you, minimize what people can see of you, while you're maximizing what you can see of them.
Got it.
Okay? So what I'm gonna have you do is we're gonna come here and we're gonna work this corner. You get a series of targets that are inside there, and as they present themselves, as you start to work this, I want you to put 2 hits on each one of those targets.
2 rounds on each target, got it.
Good muzzle discipline, good trigger control, good safety, and then work this thing out all the way to the opposite side of the door.
See a target. See another target, engage.
Okay, keep pieing, keep working it all the way around. Stay in your arc, stay in your arc.
All right, and we're clear.
Go on. The second one that I want to work on was the reload. The reload's crucial because what happened is whether the gun needed to be reloaded or the gun broke or the gun had some sort of malfunction, you stopped in the middle of this fatal funnel and tried to fix the gun, okay? That's the most tactical, ill-efficient thing you could do. You've got to get out of this.
The fatal funnel is what trainers call the doorway. It's where the bad guy logically will be looking and where bullets will be flying.
You either come back behind cover on one side or finish the pie off and go to the opposite side of the room. You've got two options that are here. So you've got to make that decision. If you feel yourself getting swept up, take a deep breath.
Okay, fine. I see a target rolling out. Slide lock. See a second target engaging.
We chose those topics to work on because of what I witnessed during that first scenario. Nothing drives me crazier than have somebody stop when they should be moving. You know, the essence of tactics is movement, and you've got to get out of that firing zone, that kill zone, and get off into some element of safety.
Coming up on First Person Defender, a concealed carry instructor is challenged when the attacker and the action get even tougher.
With your handgun and the training to back it up, a laser gives you the ultimate advantage. This is Condition Crimson, and in Condition Crimson, we stand. Learn more at conditioncrimson.com.
For more than 100 years, the Model 1911 has been by our side through it all. And proudly, it's once again a Remington, America's favorite pistol design by America's most trusted gun maker.
When the bond between hand and gun feels as true as a perfectly placed shot, it's not by accident, it's by design. M&P, advanced by design.
First Person Defender is brought to you by Taurus, Nosler, Smith & Wesson, and Trijicon.
First go through was eye-opening. How the stress really inhibits your performance. Looking forward to maybe breathing a little bit, taking a little bit slower, assessing the situation, and doing a little more to get the situation fixed. Coming in!
The first time through, Greg walked through several halls before running into trouble. This time, he gets surprised right away by gunfire. With adrenaline pumping into his system, even an instructor can have difficulty drawing a gun from concealment. Greg uses his new skills, but he's understandably jumpy now that he knows just how complex this situation can be. Every corner, every turn can hide a gunman or a victim. Greg knows his wife is at the end of the hall and he needs to get back there. But he needs to be smart about how he does it.
Show me your hands. Hands up.
All right, index. All right, Greg, so same scenario, a little bit different playing field. What happened?
Probably came around the corner a little too quick, got shot. Once I realized it was danger, drew my weapon, had some, again, problems with getting it out of concealment. Once I got it out of concealment, noticed some activity. Tried to pie the corner in here, saw the folks in here shooting at me. Got them, I believe, went into the room, saw hands. I saw two people in there not knowing the other guy's intention. Showed me the hands, they both stood up.
As far as your negotiation on these corners, I saw you work those a lot more effectively than we saw in the first run through.
Okay.
What I saw in this last one, you started quick peeking around the corners. You come out, you buy the real estate, and then you sell the real estate, and then you try to buy it again after you came back out. And that always kind of changes the floor plan, and you don't know what's going to happen when you do that. That's why that pieing method is really kind of an affirmative way of doing it.
Keep eyes on it.
Absolutely.
Keep eyes all the time.
And as long as you work that corner effectively and give yourself minimize your exposure, maximize their exposure, you're pretty much a win-win on that.
You can't script this. You can't think through it. And the second time, the adrenaline rush, I was able to do a little bit better.
Overall, Greg's performance on this, considering that he had self-admittedly never done scenario-based training, he really didn't do that bad in this environment. This is pretty much stuff that you expect. It's all about being a human. These are just typical human shortcomings that we all have to deal with. And he got in there and he made some good quality decisions. And there were just some small, subtle things that we needed to work on.
It's a good opportunity for some good training. I enjoyed it. Just dumbfounded by, again, the defective stress and adrenaline endorphins have on you. I tried to fathom it, but you can't read this or watch DVDs and figure it out. My takeaway from this training session is get more training, do more stuff like this so I can be better prepared to protect myself and my loved ones and also be better able to teach it to other folks.
One of the key things that Greg's going to be able to do in his own programs is bring this level of experience to it. He's had it firsthand, and he's going to be able to share that with his students. It's simply going to help Greg be a better instructor because of what he's experienced today.
Learned a lot today that even though I try to emphasize the effect that adrenaline has on your body with fine motor skills going away, auditory exclusion, tunnel vision, I'm going to spend more time on emphasizing that in the future because I need students to understand just how important it is and how messed up they're going to be.